Welcome to Smartsheet, the platform for organizational achievement.
Hi, I'm Erin, and today we're going to talk about what Smartsheet is, what types of problems it solves, and we're going to walk through an example. It's no surprise to hear that businesses are struggling to execute work faster and to effectively collaborate. And we found that a driving force behind this inability to innovate is the reality that a majority of work today is unstructured, and it doesn't naturally fit into purpose-built software like ERP systems or CRM systems. In fact, 60% of today's work is unstructured and dynamic. So that means that processes are cobbled together with email or lots of other applications that really make real-time visibility and collaboration next to impossible, and they certainly won't scale. Smartsheet addresses this problem by aligning your people with your technology, so your entire business can move faster, drive innovation, and achieve more. And our clients use Smartsheet for a wide range of initiatives. The possibilities are truly endless. It doesn't matter what industry you're in or what role you're in. If you have work that needs to get done, Smartsheet can empower you to achieve it. To see Smartsheet in action, let's actually walk through a request management solution. Request management is a very common workflow that we see in just about every industry or department. The first part of any request process, of course, is to collect information from people, whether it's an IT request or a marketing request or an event registration. And Smartsheet has pre-built forms that allow you to easily collect information from anyone in a standardized way, no matter who they are or whether or not they even have a Smartsheet account. And of course, once that information is collected into the form, it's then automatically added to a sheet, which is where all of our data is organized and assigned and even automated to move tasks through a process. Reports then help to answer some key business questions, or you can also calculate additional metrics in another sheet or in a sheet summary. And then finally, a dashboard is a valuable communication tool that allows us to share the most important information with the right people at the right time. And dashboards can also be used as a portal to centralize resources for your team. So let's go ahead and take a look at this workflow in action in Smartsheet. Dashboards in Smartsheet are made up of customizable widgets that allow you to pull in key metrics, to build charts and graphs, to add text or images, and also to include shortcut links and interactive content like embedded reports or videos or even a Smartsheet form. So for this example, let's say that I work in procurement and my team gets regular purchase requests. So this dashboard is then providing me with the visibility into the progress of those requests that my team is working on, as well as centralizing all of the resources for our team. As we mentioned before, the beginning of our process is always to fill out a request form. So let's actually go through this. Let's say that June is putting in a request to update a maintenance contract, and perhaps she needs that to be completed by September 30th. She's going to flag it as urgent, and she's going to select her manager, and she's also going to attach that maintenance agreement document directly to the form. Now, once that form is submitted, it's going to automatically come into our request tracker sheet. And as I mentioned, a sheet is actually where all of our data resides and where we manage that information. And we can see that a Smartsheet tells us some new information is coming in. We can hit that refresh button that it triggers for us, and we can see June's request right here as a new row in our sheet. Now, automation is a key differentiator for Smartsheet, and we've got some preset automated workflows already built into the sheet that are going to kick off that process as soon as new information is entered. So the first thing you may have noticed is that when June's new request came in, the whole row is highlighted red. And that's because we have what's called a conditional formatting rule set on the sheet, whereby anything that's flagged as urgent, we want it to show up as red. Same thing, if anything is approved, we want it to show up as green in the manager approval status column. So This allows us to create these rules on our sheet that give us some quick visual indicators of important information that we want to pay attention to. The second thing that automatically kicked off was an approval request for the manager. You'll notice that we have this cell here called approval request submitted, and that is automatically filled out because we have what's called an automated workflow built directly onto this sheet that we've set up, where we say anything that is flagged as urgent, we automatically want to send an approval request to the department manager listed for that row and ask them to approve this urgent request. And of course, if it's approved, that's great. If it's declined by the manager, then we also want to send an alert back to the requester, letting them know that their request has been declined and they need to speak to their manager about next steps. Having all these rules directly on our sheet really takes the manual out of this process and kicks this work off for us automatically. And then for myself, if I'm the manager, I will actually see up here in my notification center that I have a new approval request. And this can come to me directly in Smartsheet. This can come to me on my mobile device. This can come to me via email. But what I will see is I will see all the information for that urgent request, and I can go ahead and I can approve it right here directly from my notification center. And then notice that automatically the status is going to update to approved. Now, once that task has been approved, I can go ahead and start assigning tasks to people. So maybe I want to assign this task to Alexandra on my team. It's not started yet. Maybe I'm going to ask her to get that started on the 20th, but I can quickly manage all of those pieces directly here in my sheet. And Smartsheet has several special column types that manage different types of work. So my contact list column, for example, here shows the name and associated email. I've also got date columns with special date pickers, and all of these things help to drive some of the automation in my sheet. Now, of course, we've been working in this sheet in grid view, but I can actually change the view of my sheet depending upon how I want to work. So I can come up here to my toolbar, and maybe I actually want to view my sheet in a Gantt view so that I can see the relationships between my tasks. Or I may want to change it to a card view. Card view is great for giving us a visual way to organize and prioritize our information. So maybe I want to move this task from not started to in progress, and I can simply click and drag my cards between lanes in order to change that status. Or I may want to view my sheet as a calendar view. So I may want to holistically see all the different projects that I have running in a weekly or a monthly view. Using Smartsheet, I've now easily managed and tracked incoming data and turned it into actionable tasks for my team members. And I've also automated a lot of the process, letting Smartsheet do that work for me to get the right information to the right people at the right time. Now, if we jump back to our dashboard here, we can see that we've got these charts and these metrics, and these are actually pulling information live from our sheet directly. So as our data is updated and changes in our sheet, we have some formulas that we have that are calculating and aggregating these totals that are then running these metrics. I also have a report that gives me some critical updates about open tasks. And reports are valuable for surfacing key information across a single sheet or across multiple sheets. I can easily share this dashboard as well as all of the other Smartsheet items in this solution with my team members or even folks that are outside of my organization. And Smartsheet gives me a lot of control around permissions and visibility that I can grant to different parts of my solution so that each person has the right access to just the information they need to be successful. Smartsheet also seamlessly integrates with many of the other business tools that you use on a daily basis, which allows you to get work done in context without having to switch from one app to the next or having to copy and paste critical information. So if you use Microsoft Office 365 or Google or Dropbox or Jira or Salesforce, Smartsheet makes that transition of information seamless and easy. And as I mentioned, This is just one of thousands of possibilities for how to use Smartsheet to help you and your team drive achievement across your organization. If you'd like to learn more about Smartsheet, I encourage you to visit our Learning Center at smartsheet.com/learning. Thanks so much for joining us today.